Thank you. Chair now recognizes the gentleman from Florida, Mr. Donalds.
Thank you, Chairman. Inspector General, hello, how are you? Dr. Hogan, hi. Couple of things, quick question. The Department of Energy has considered TRISO fuel, T-R-I-S-O, as the most robust nuclear fuel on Earth. However, the United States does not have a domestic supply of HALEU or other small amounts at DOE, and must currently rely on Russia to fuel our nation's innovative advanced reactors. In your opinion, what level of investment should Congress provide to establish and build out America's HALEU producing capability?
We're very interested in the United States having a strong nuclear industry. We're very, and be happy to come back and talk with you about what that takes. As you know, it is complicated, and the war in Ukraine and the position that Ukraine and Russia are now in has made this something that we need a different strategy on.
Dr. Hogan, do you think the American people understand that we get most of our uranium from Russia?
Yeah, I don't know what the average citizen thinks about that, but certainly we're at a point now with the war in Ukraine and with Russia that we need another strategy in this country.
Let me ask you this question. The Nuclear Regulatory Commission, do you think they have the capability and the wherewithal to actually permit new commercial reactors in the United States for use, not for study?
I think they have the capability to permit reactors, yes.
So what's the problem? What's the holdup? They haven't created a new one, or they haven't allowed, let me rephrase that. They have not allowed a commercial reactor for use since they were created. So what's the holdup?
I don't know. But again, happy to have a broader conversation with you. We've got amazing nuclear energy experts at the Department of Energy, and happy to come up and talk with you about what we see as the strategies for this country for the future.
When you say the strategies for the future, I mean, you got to help me understand. Is the Department of Energy even processing this stuff right now? Like, and don't get me wrong. I get it. The line of question on nuclear fuels and nuclear reactors is probably not something you guys prep for over at DOE coming over here today. I understand that. But is there any discussion going on at the Department of Energy for actually creating sustainable baseload power for America? Because if it is the position of the Biden administration and frankly Secretary Granholm that every American should buy an electric vehicle to the tune of $61,000 a year when most Americans can't afford spending $61,000 for a car. Excuse me, $61,000 for the car. They can't afford to buy that. If that's her position, is she aware that by doubling the size of the electric vehicle market in the United States, we don't have enough electricity on the grid? Does she realize this? And what's the plan of DOE to prevent that from prevent the grid from going essentially dark?
There's a few questions in there. One, we're very supportive of a nuclear industry in this country. The Department of Energy has had a nuclear energy research program for a number of years. We're advancing a number of demonstration reactors, and that those are linked, as you probably know, to the need for the HALEU fuel supply. So we are very interested in figuring out that roadmap going forward. At the same time, we understand that electric vehicles take more electricity than the alternative, and there's been a lot of work to figure out what a modernized grid should look like, and what we can do to invest in the electric grid in this country to serve the needs of electric vehicles while also maintaining reliable, resilient electricity supply.
Well, look, I will say for the record, I'm not sitting here in favor of mass expansion of electric vehicles in the United States because the component pieces actually are dirtier than the internal combustion engine. If you take into account the mining of cobalt, lithium, rare earth, etc., and then when you have to actually dispose of the batteries. But in that interim piece, when Americans have to use it, if what the EPA has done, which is basically going to force Americans to buy electric cars even though they do not want them, it's not really clear to me that Secretary Granholm and the Biden administration have a plan for actually putting enough electricity on the grid to support America's needs. I'm out of time. I'll yield back to the chairman.
Thank you.